Hi, everybody, and welcome back. And thank you for your time and support. I'm in a bit of a bind today and don't really know where to start today's video. But let's start with this. Okay, guys, I just want to let you know that I applied for a trademark on the words bookworm and two, even though both words are commonly used in the English language. Okay, I'm only joking, but that is what Meghan Markle thinks she is entitled to do. Yes, she can trademark archetype in terms of similar businesses or activities, but unfortunately for her, as usual, she forgot about her friend Mr. Google and did not make sure whether there are actually other businesses using the same words in their brand or logo or name. And lo and behold, there are more than one. So once again, she will have someone opposing her application. I sincerely don't know whether this woman is stupid or crazy or ignorant, or whether she is so full of herself that she thinks she owns the entire English language and everyone else should just stand back and give in to her. One thing it shows me is that she does not have one single creative bone in her entire body. Anyway, I do not think she's going to get away with this one because there is a huge company called Archetype Agency Limited with offices in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Boston, and New York. They are a brand building company with clients such as Nespresso, IKEA, Instagram, Coca-Cola, Amazon, and Airbnb. As Meghan wants to establish a brand called Archetype, I doubt they will allow this. And yes, they know about her efforts, as I personally informed them. Okay, so while we are dealing with frivolous matters, let's have a word about Has-Been's last Zoom call with the British Invictus team. I'm sorry, guys, but the man is clearly off his rocker or on his way to becoming an obnoxious stand-up comedian. He talked to disabled veterans and quips that it appears they are doing well because they're all sitting down. Ha ha, very funny. Not. Anyway, I just love how the guy in the orange shirt in front at one point actually rolls his eyes. Has been clearly does not have much to say to them, as he repeatedly asks whether they are excited or nervous. Well, why would they be nervous? They are all ex-military who are used to being deployed to various parts of the world. And this time, they are just going to a sporting event, not a war. Anyway, moving on. I'm really trying to stay away from the serious stuff today. I already lost my shit with a contractor today, and I don't think my heart or psyche can stand much more. Anyway, so let's see how far this video will take us, all right? Okay, the Markleness has given up her patronage of the Mayhew, an animal shelter in London. Meghan also took the death of Ollie Just, an animal behaviorist and involved with Mayhew, to showcase her finest word salad. Of course, the long eulogy had little about Ollie in it, mentioning him about 5 times. But as usual, the piece is littered with, and I quote, I was, my, I would. Yes, I was. I fell. I reflected, I would, my beloved left me, we, and then she, of course, signed it, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Now I'm asking you, if he was such a beloved friend, as she referred to him as, then why sign this as the Duchess of Sussex? However, and thanks to Royal Insta blog on Instagram, I'll leave a link in the description box for you to go visit her page and I'll bring you what she's discovered. Meghan may not be such a beloved friend as she pretends to be, but guess who was? Yes, dear old Marcus Anderson. Now look, any loss of life and death is sad, and even though I have never heard of Ollie, my sympathy goes to his nearest and dearest, and I honestly do not mean to be disrespectful. But once again, we can see what a huge role, an intricate part Marcus Anderson played in Meghan's life, both in her public and her private life. Okay, now whether we feel up to it or not, we have to move on to the what I call serious stuff. And as you saw via my community posts yesterday, Charles's friendship with Jimmy Savile has popped up once again, all due to a Netflix documentary titled Jimmy Savile, a British horror story. Apparently, the filmmakers obtained letters written between Charles and Savile between the years 1986 and 2006, an entire 20 years. Now, the one very serious question which is not being asked or answered is where or from whom did they obtain these letters? One can guess and say it came from family or friends who cleared out Savile's home after his death. But there are also notes and memos and even a dossier written by Savile, which I would guess was in Charles's possession. So I again ask, who took and kept these letters and then gave it to these filmmakers? Was it taken or stolen from one of the palaces or even Clarence House? I sincerely doubt Charles himself gave those letters to the filmmakers. I think this is a very serious and important question which needs to be addressed. In my opinion, it is more serious than the actual content of the letters. Who has or had access to those letters, memos, and dossiers? That person poses a serious risk to the royal family. The fact that there were letters between Charles and Savile is old news. For me, it came as a surprise, however, to see that the friendship between Charles and Savile spanned more than 20 years. Now, thinking about it, I now know it makes sense, but I personally never thought of the duration of their friendship as significant until now. The content of the letters are also rather surprising, though. I knew Charles asked Savile's advice on a number of things. As a matter of fact, it was Savile who introduced Peter Ball as a mediator in Charles and Diana's marital troubles. However, I did not know the full extent of it. I find Charles's presumptuousness and his gall astounding, and Savile's almost delusional. In one of Charles's letters, he asks Savile to go and see Sarah Ferguson and talk some, and I quote, straightforward sense into her. Oh my goodness, can you imagine your brother-in-law or anyone else sending anybody to you without your knowledge or permission to talk sense into you? As a man, let's take Prince Andrew. Can you imagine anyone doing it to your wife, your home, or to interfere in such a way in your relationship? I cannot believe Charles thinking himself to be so important that he could do something like this. It absolutely boggles the mind. Then Charles also wrote to Savile seeking guidance on how to deal with certain incidents and disasters, after which Savile sent him a dossier of plans, including plans for a disaster room. Oh my, what were senior advisors and aides for? Did Charles really value Jimmy Savile, a small clown of a man's opinion, more than those trained and educated and experienced people who are appointed as aides or senior advisors? Seriously? This is truly delusional, bordering on insane. It's like a schoolboy with a fan crush. It just boggles the mind. However, my main question still remains: who took, kept, and shared these letters? Because that is where the danger now lies for the royal family. Now, look, I may be very vocal about my distaste for Prince Charles, but to be honest, guys, if I have to choose between a King Charles or no monarchy, I would rather choose a King Charles. But it is because I fear the monarchy being abolished that I would rather not see a King Charles. Whether you love or hate Charles, the fact remains that he has far too many skeletons in his closet, and in light of what we discussed in the previous two videos, I have a feeling that more and more will be exposed by certain quarters of the media and possibly even in Harry's book. And I think this will be extremely damaging to the monarchy and will put the monarchy in danger. Okay, guys, before I go, I just want to thank SZM, one of my subscribers, for a gift she sent me. I'm actually knee deep into this book and will report back to all of you on what I read. Okay, I'm not going to tell you which book as yet, but I sincerely thank SZM, who I'm just assuming is a woman, for the gift she sent me. I really appreciate it. As a matter of fact, I got straight into the book, got stuck into it, so much so that I actually forgot to go back to my email and thank her for it. But I have done so in the meantime. All right, guys, that's it from me for now. Until we meet on the next one, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.